We open with Tisha and Kimmy having a meeting because Kimmy trying to get Marceau to actually build something. Good luck, Alpha. Destiny walks in and Tisha says, Kimmy put me in a very uncomfortable position when she made me talk to Sonny. Kimmy said, yeah. Honey, you need a storyline, Tisha, so be grateful. She says Sonny was here for me through my cancer. Kimmy thinks that it's closer to Sonny's definition that they weren't as close as Destiny thought, but they want to know if she's open to talking to her. However, Tisha gonna keep the fact that Mel insinuated she might have slept with Martel to herself. And Destiny isn't interested in rebuilding her friendship with Mel, and I wouldn't be either. However, Kimmy's like, now Tisha, you better not start it with Stormy. Oh God, Tisha wants her to apologize to her husband, but Marceau is a bitch. Martel across town has dinner with Nell. Oh God, so Nell asks him about the revenge porn and he gaslights and lies as usual. I'm so sick of him, I don't know what to do. So she let him know that I'm having a birthday party and I invited Mel and not you. Over with Big Ugly Marceau at Black, Maurice joins him. And Moses also joins them so they can get the skinny on the divorce. So they telling him that the timeline is a little too close. Maurice said, I've been out of my house for a year before I met Kimmy. And I'm not gonna miss my blessing. And Maurice and Marceau are like, look, them comment section's gonna get you. They want him to meet with Destiny, but he don't want to. Child, he said, well, you know the producer could be pregnant any day now. Over with Stormy and her man at the gym, they meeting up with Trish and hers. So Stormy gonna do a fitness competition and Tish gonna train. So we find out that Tish left her husband because he couldn't be there for her when her mom and her sister passed. Chris drops by Martel's. We get a tour of Martel's supposed income property. It looks boring and cold. However, Chris says, Martel, I'm gonna need an apology to Nell for calling her a side chick. So he lied to him about his part in the arrest and the revenge porn, and I'm tired of listening to it. So he asks him, do you think you have any part to play? Nah, not me. So now Destiny and her ex is gonna have a sit down. A ponderoro. He telling her, look, our relationship was over, I bumped into her, had a conversation. She good people. Oh, you think she good people? Well, we didn't do nothing to you because we was over. He gonna say we had your best interests. Lord, I'd hate to see you as an enemy. She said you wanted me to court you and woo you like you was my girlfriend. So Destiny's still saying it's not after her. I mean, does it matter? They both over you. She said in August you sent me money, so how was y'all together in August? She said in a text message, I choose me. Ba-ba, 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 do-do-do-do-do. You know that song from those girls, I bring me. That was a theme song for those girls. Oh my God. That movie coming out. Well, they arguing and that's where it ends, so I'ma see you soon for something. Let's get to the never ever mets. And a lot of them never needed to. Actually, no, let's get to episode 18 of Housewives of Atlanta. So it's the next morning and Kenya is having lunch with the only man that'll have her, Lawrence. And we talk about Portia's admission of being Cordelia's beard. Now Kenya says, I'm tired of Portia lying about her situation and Apollo lying. What about your lies with Walter? But she wants a one-on-one with Apollo. Why can't you get a one-on-one with a man that wants you? So on the way to the day's activity, everybody kind of get on Candy for not being able to set her wedding date because of her mama. So we seeing snakes and bats and caves. So Kenya tried to get everybody to go swimming and Apollo take his stuff off, but Phaedra like, So she's swimming by herself. Like she does everything by herself. But everybody finally go on and get in, and you can tell Kenya just grinning and lusting and twitching. It's sad she can't get a man, but then neither can I. So Kenya gonna take Candy and Nene and Cynthia to her fertility ceremony, but leave Phaedra and Portia. I would too. Kenya crying and praying before this fertility ceremony. You hadn't even tried to have a baby yet. Kenya did get pregnant with a future child, so maybe this worked. However, over with Phaedra and Portia, they get to chitting and chatting about the Bailey Bowl and Marlo's fallout with Nene. So the Kenya group actually had a nice little bonding time. Over with the Menzies, they having cigars. However, Kenya wriggles her way into the room and starts buying shots for the gentlemen. And Todd tries to be a chaperone, but Kenya gets her one-on-one with Apollo. Kenya, how you gonna say, when me and Phaedra had fell out, you and I were still cool? You don't know the first thing about marriage. When you and Phaedra fell out, you and him fell out. But you was trying to fall in, or have him fall in you. Apollo's still on his child. If I wanted to hump, I could have humped. And Kenya, I could see you humping him just to piss Phaedra off. I could. Kenya's like, you're still hitting below the belt, Apollo. Apollo said, look, you threw the first jab, so I threw a jab. You don't like it, lump it. But here comes Phaedra. And that's where it ended, with Phaedra walking up saying, hey, what's up? So Faye sits down as Kenya begs for a truce. Phaedra was not in the mood, but then Portia and Nene come in and lighten the room. So Phaedra says, I'm heading to bed. However, over with Candy and Todd, Apollo ran over there to have a witness, but Kenya ran up. So are we good now? Are we gonna bring it up again? He said, look, you don't bring it up, I'll bring it up. Can we be friends? He just shook her hand. Why you need to be his friend? You got two sissies. But Nene and Portia go over to Apollo and say, now why are you talking to Kenya alone? So Apollo goes to check on Phaedra, who's in nobody's mood. So now they locked out their room. She want Apollo to get a key. He's like, I'm going back to the party. So the next morning, Apollo trying to get on the good foot with Faye. Phaedra said, Apollo, I can't believe you would entertain Kenya talking friendship after that heifer's tried to destroy our happy home. This is why she sent him to prison. However, Miss Lawrence over with the other girls said Kenya and Apollo have Angelina and Brad's chemistry. Oh God, now Kenya talk about I'm an attractive woman, I can get a man anytime I want. A lie don't care who tell it. I had to take a nap, that was so unbelievable. You who chased a man on here for over a decade. You who had a 10-second marriage. I'm sorry, dick is your problem. Dick is your first and your 99th problem. So at dinner that night, Apollo does a little birthday celebrate for phony Faye. They pull up in the golf cart. He's saying, I don't do nice things for you because you so mean all the time. Then why are you together? But we walk up with Phaedra and surprise her. She whining the whole way. Well, I gotta have this blindfold on. And for real, it's not like she's gonna be that shocked. You just should have had them pull out the cake at the end of the meal. That was probably production's stupid idea. It's got Carlo King's spittle all over it. But we hit a little pinata for her birthday. I forget Portia got so overzealous she destroyed the cake. Oh my God, listen to Candy say, Phaedra, I really value our friendship and I just love you. Yeah, you're gonna love it for another 2 seasons. Phaedra get up there. Well, thank you for everything for my birthday. I'm glad to be friends with most of y'all. So now we all go have a weird, ugly ponderosa after dinner to try to get on the good foot. I'm sorry. Y'all got diabetic feet. I suggest you just wheel around at this point. This idiot really said we gonna redo couples night, which got you on the outs with everybody. So Portia gets the first question, do you like wild or romantic sex? And she said, I like both. I have romantic sex with my coots and romantic and wild sex with my studs. Oh, Lord. So Kenya put to Nene, what annoys you about one of the other couples? And Nene said, well, I'll have to say Portia's ignorance annoys me. That older men don't have sex and don't have it enough when you was married to a coot yourself. You're coot just like cock. So then Peter says, I'm 53. We just saying watch what you say. Then Nene says, and Candy, you asked me if I still had a period. Candy said that wasn't ignorant. I just didn't know if you had a flow. Nene said, I'm in my 40s and I can get pregnant tonight. Maybe you should try for a third with the 2 winners you had. Todd says, look, you ain't gotta call people ignorant, Nene. It's okay to correct, but you don't have to be cruel. I had to change what I say to make Todd happy. See, now this is when we starting to get ignorant, angry Nene, where she just really wants to go back to Hollywood. She wants to be an actress. She don't want to do this no more. So then we asked Lawrence, what do you consider cheating? And he said, well, I don't consider a one-night stand cheating. And everybody's like, what? If you need a one-night stand to blow off some steam, baby, I'll give you $40 for drinks. Long as you know how to bring your ass home. My definition is, do I feel alone in the relationship? Because you could have an emotional affair. Look at that lesbian that Cecil was hanging around with. Cecil Kidsforce Whitmore. You already wasted $24,000 of my dollars, but now you gonna waste my time talking to a lesbian? Lesbian! I'm telling you, I'd have to put shovel to shoulders on that motherfucker. Shovel to shoulders. But also, I know men. I'd go on and fuck it twice. Get it out your mind. Because once you get it in your mind, child, then you start fantasizing about it. Go on and see what it really is like. Because it ain't that good. Nene said, Lawrence, do you think every man cheats? I do. I absolutely do. Do I think every man cheats? Also, cheating ain't the worst thing in the world. Like, there's so many other things that you could do that would really... Killing people. I don't want to find out that you're killing or robbing people. You had a little affair, child. I can get over that. But God, you could fuck up my life with that shit. So my first thing is, are you doing shit that will fuck up my life? On a royal, you're going to jail scale. Or you're broke forever scale. Please. Nobody worry about HIV no more. We got a pill for that. So he throws that question over to Faye and Apollo, and Phaedra's, of course, not for Chitete. Even though you're for fraud and lying, which is cheating anyway. So I guess it's hypocritical of you, so it makes sense. Apollo's realistic about it. He said, look, if she gonna cheat, please wear a condom, but I'm never gonna think that she ain't gonna cheat on me. And again, at 41, almost and a half, can I meet someone and really say, you know, I love you and I'm going to be your sexual end-all, be-all for the rest of your life? God willing, for the next 40 to maybe even 60 years, I'm all you get. I'm all you get. I'm sorry. Life is too much of a buffet for me to say, this is all you're eating. I'm sure you're going to want to nibble something else. Don't mean I don't taste good. I don't like that regulation. I like to be free. I like an option. So now after that little debate, we going to send the men's upstairs and have a ponderoro with the heifers. So Kenya asked Nene what's going on with her and Marlo, and Nene shut it down. With the Nene, But now we gonna get to Phaedra. Obviously, the other night you came in when Apollo and I were speaking. And she said, yeah, and I was pissed you was talking to my husband. Don't talk to him. You ain't gonna have no friendship. It's a friendship. However, with Greg and Penelope, Greg gotta let Peter know to stay out of women's business in Nene's face. Kenya said, well, don't speak for your husband. He might want to be my friend. I can't speak for him because we're a team. Kenya, you sound real desperate. And now Portia speaks up. This is a married people's incident, and you've never been married. I've been married to Cordelia, and we need to just stop, Portia. You sound like a fool. And this next marriage, your last little 18-month stint, you don't need to speak on the sanctity of your sissy. But now we got the coots over, and Greg said, you better not get up in my white face, and we got Tyler trying to hold him back. Lawrence is just, I ain't breaking the nail over this bullshit. And Apollo staying seated for once. I guess since there's no light-skinned bussy, he's not enraged. More likely engorged. So Nene, Cynthia, and the rest of the girls get in and break the fight up with the men's. So then Nene says, well, Peter, you did talk to me crazy and go off on me over an event I wasn't invited to. Nene said, well, let me say this, Penelope. You are causing problems. You're the only husband, boyfriend, fiance that gets involved in women's business. You need to stop being a damn bitch. And he didn't, but, you know. And that was the shit, so I'ma see you soon for something. Probably the Never Ever Mats.